Hi my lovely people, welcome back to another fabulous fragrance video. In this video, I'm going to share with you perfume dupes for very expensive luxury niche fragrances. If you are really interested in finding out the best alternatives for some of the most famous, popular luxury niche fragrances and luxury designer fragrances, this is the video for you. Just keep watching. So you guys, I am so thrilled to bring this video to you guys because this is a brand that I have been kind of watching for a very long time and been very curious about, and I have heard so much about this fragrance house from so many massive, big time YouTubers. I was very curious. I really wanted to get my hands on some of these fragrances, so that's why I was ecstatic when Juliannas Perfumes reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to receive some of their amazing fragrances and review them on my channel. I have here 5 of their fabulous fragrances that are inspired by some of the most fascinating, expensive, luxury, designer and niche fragrances. Now when I say designer, they're from like the privé lines of these designer houses, right? But mostly what I have are fragrances inspired by very famous niche fragrance houses and their fragrances. One of the things that people love about this fragrance house is that they actually take your votes, their customers' votes, for the next fragrance they're gonna make. They ask you, what do you want us to make? And they make the one that gets the most votes. You guys, I went on their website and I voted for the next one I want them to make. Of course, it's Fragrance de Bois Oud Orange Imperial. That's the one I want Julianna's Perfume to make next time because, oh my lord, you guys know that is my die-hard #1 fragrance in my collection. I absolutely adore that fragrance. And if Julianna's Perfume can nail that, I'm gonna wear that every day because I will have an affordable dupe that I could wear everywhere, every day without being stingy and not be using up my Oud Orange Imperial, which is 400 and what, 80? I forget the price now. Or 500, I can't remember. Very expensive. So I am so stoked and I hope you guys vote for Oud Orange Imperial. You guys, please support me on this. Julianna's Perfumes, you have to make Oud Orange Imperial next. Please, for me. I know there are a lot of people who will vote for that as well. I will put that link down in the description box where you can go and vote for what you want Julianna's Perfumes to make next. Make sure to vote, and of course, as always, I will be linking all these fragrances down in the description box. You can use the code 10OFF to get 10% off your first order. I will link all that information down in the description box for you guys. They're about $59, $69, and then on top of it you get 10% off, which is awesome. All of Julianna's Perfumes fragrances are of the extrait de parfum concentration. That means the highest, oil concentration you get in fragrances. So they're very high quality, high in oil, concentration. So you get your money's worth, especially considering how affordable they are and how they're inspired by super expensive luxury niche and designer fragrances. So I'm going to give you, as always, my 100% honest opinion. Now this video is kindly sponsored by Julianna's Perfumes. Everything I'm going to say, they're my 100% honest opinion as always. It is never going to be different, never has been different. So it'll be my honest opinion. I'll tell you guys if I love them, if I hate them. So let's get right to them. Before I even start reviewing them, my goodness, you can look at these fragrance boxes, you guys. These actually remind me a little bit of Fragrance de Bois kind of packaging. It's very, very luxe. It's a soft touch matte black box with gold print that says Juliannas Perfumes, and then it says extrait de parfum, because these are all extrait de parfum concentration. And inside, you guys, you get the fragrance itself. This is what the presentation looks like. I really think it's very slick, very chic. And so you get the big bottle of the fragrance right here, and then you also get 2 fragrance samples of your choice from their portfolio, what they have on their website. You can choose 2 fragrances that you want to try out other than the one you ordered, that you want to try out for free. These samples are of course free. You know, you'll get to choose your own samples, which I think is an amazing thing to do, and I think all the fragrance houses should do. And the other thing I want to show you is inside here, you see that sample right there? That right there is a sample of the same fragrance that you ordered, you got. This right here, so it's the same fragrance, a sample size of it. So before you spray this on, before you even commit to it, you can take the sample, spray it on, try it on for a few days, and if you don't like it, you can return the fragrance within 60 days, which is a long time, not 30 days, but 60 days. You can return at no cost, you know, totally free of charge. I think that's really, really amazing. Really, really amazing that they give you not only a sample of the same perfume to try to see if you like it or not, and they also send you 2 other samples. So you guys, this first one in my hands is the one that I am super excited about. You cannot imagine how excited I am about this fragrance, because the original fragrance that this is inspired by, it is from a very reputed, very old fragrance house, and they discontinued the original fragrance. I don't know why brands do that. I really don't know why fragrance houses do that, but I have searched and searched and searched for years and years and years. Here in the US especially, it's impossible to find it. It is, of course, the original is none other than Guerlain Gourmand Coquin, and this right here is the fragrance inspired by it. The name of this one is Call Me By Your Name. Let me show you inside here. That sample right there is a smaller version of this, a sample of this. I could spray the sample, you guys. I already know I'm keeping this, so I'm not afraid to spray this. Just wait. I don't want to say anything yet. Let me spray this. You guys, seriously, hold on. Oh my goodness. You guys, this fragrance, is this really how the original Guerlain fragrance smell like? Oh my goodness, why would Guerlain discontinue such an amazing, gorgeous, delicious gourmand? You guys, I don't get it. I don't get why they do that. You guys, this is one of the most delicious, edible, sweet, just fantastic gourmand fragrances I have ever smelled. You guys, in the opening of this fragrance, you get one of my favorite opening notes, which is pink pepper. You know, it's a happy bubbly opening note. It's a happy bubbly spice, soft spice, and with it there's chocolate. You can smell the chocolate, you guys, at first spray. A big blast of that beautiful sweet chocolate, and then you immediately smell that huge dose of vanilla in the middle. Ooh, that chocolate and vanilla, those are what you smell the most, like when you first spray it. And yes, you smell that pink pepper, that, you know, bubbliness of it. But you guys, it's the chocolate and the vanilla that hit you so much. So this has vanilla, amber, and jasmine in the middle. That jasmine gives it a little like floral touch to it. But you guys, what you smell the most is that chocolate and the vanilla. You know, amber is a resin note that has vanilla nuances to it as well, so it reinforces that vanilla accord with a little bit of a resin vibe. And in the base you get that benzoin, the huge dose of benzoin, which is also a resin note that has vanilla nuances. So it's a good dose of vanilla. It's a big vanilla accord that you smell in here. And you get in the base some brown sugar, so it adds this sweetness to this. A very sweet dessert-like gourmet fragrance, you guys. It smells like a delicious chocolate dessert that has cacao powder, a dusting of cacao powder on the top, on top of it. So yeah, in the base you get that brown sugar, which adds a lot of sweetness to this fragrance, and you get a little bit of labdanum. Now labdanum, you guys know, is a fragrance note that has slight bit of like a leather nuance to it, so it kind of adds a little bit of sexiness to this fragrance. You guys, I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna stay here too long because I can sit here and gush and gush and gush on this fragrance all day. So I have to move on to the other fragrances, but my gosh, you guys, 100% approve. You are gonna want this fragrance. I'm getting it back up ASAP. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say, this one projects really well, lasts all day. It lasted when I first sprayed it on, when it first arrived, lasts on my skin all day long. Clothes until you wash it, even after you can smell a little bit. Last and last and last. Great performance. So the next one right here, this one is called Simply Gorgeous, and that's what it is. The fragrance this one is inspired by is Simply Gorgeous. I just reviewed that fragrance on my channel. I'll link the video up here and down in the description box. I just did a haul, fragrance and body care haul, and in that one it was the first fragrance that I reviewed. You guys, it's none other than Chanel Beige. You guys know Chanel Beige. You guys know it's simply gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. It is a fragrance that has one of my all-time favorite die-hard love floral note in it. You guys know my favorite yellow floral note is frangipani, and yes, Chanel Beige has frangipani, so does this, and this in fact has the exact notes as Chanel Beige, at least the revealed ones. So this has frangipani and hawthorn flower, which is a flower that has a little bit of honey nuances, and you guys know there is honey in Chanel Beige, so does this. This has honey as well, and this has a little bit of freesia, which Chanel Beige has also. Oh my gosh, guys, let me spray this. Again, I'm not gonna use the sample because of course I'm keeping this, especially since I am kicking myself for not ordering a larger size of Chanel Beige. So beautiful. I love that frangipani in this fragrance. I gotta say, in here I'm smelling a little bit of a citrus flower or slight citrus vibe, which I don't smell that much in Chanel Beige. Let me spray. Here's my Chanel Beige. I'm going to compare a little bit. So I sprayed this one here the Simply Gorgeous by Julianna's Perfume. And now I'm gonna spray Chanel Beige right here. So let me do a comparison. You guys, they're very, very close. I feel like felt like that Julianna's had a little bit more of a like a neroli, you know, like it's a citrus flower kind of vibe, maybe like that freesia a little bit more. But no, they both smell quite similar. Yeah, you guys, love this. You guys know I love Chanel Beige. This is a diehard love now. Now I have kind of a inspired backup of it. If I feel like wearing it, like, you know, every day, all day, now I don't have to feel so guilty, you know, so I won't run through this so fast. So yeah, I'm super excited about getting this one as well, because I really like to use fragrances that I love. My problem is I get stingy, you know, sometimes using my very what do you call it, coveted loves, you know, from my collection, especially expensive ones. I'm usually stingy and I try to use them sparingly. I don't have to anymore. And you guys, Julianna's perfumes, they are like $59, $69, which is like fraction of these expensive originals prices, right? So oh my gosh, you guys, I am super stoked that I get a backup, inspired backup of it. I am so excited, so I can wear it every day, all day, you know? So the next fragrance I got is this one right here. This one is inspired by a fragrance from one of my favorite, very, very exclusive niche fragrance houses. It's of course Fragrance du Bois, and this one right here is called Oud Orange Imperial. So it is inspired by Oud Orange Imperial from Fragrance du Bois. So let me try this one. This one, you guys, is another fragrance. I have been meaning to buy Oud Orange Imperial from Fragrance du Bois for the longest time now, and now I have this, and I cannot wait to use this, start using this. I already tried this. By the way, I have a sample of the original Oud Orange Imperial by Fragrance du Bois upstairs. Somewhere I couldn't find it, but I know what it smells like. So this back of my hand here, I haven't sprayed yet, so let me... Oh, wow. You guys, this is very orangey. Of course, oud and orange. Of course, oud, orange makes sense. That's really what I smell. This has that kind of gourmand vibe to it. I know that Oud Orange Imperial is not necessarily Fragrance du Bois' most coveted or most popular fragrance. In fact, I know some of you have told me that you guys don't like it because it either gives you a headache or it's too intense, or you know, you don't like the combination of that orange with the oud. I've heard so many people say so many things about the original. So you guys, I can't really quite tell you if this one, Oud Orange Imperial, smells similar to Fragrance du Bois' Oud Orange Imperial, because I can find my sample. Now, from what I remember, this one smells slightly different. In a good way, in a bad way? I think in a good way, from what I remember. Yeah, because I remember when I first tried Fragrance du Bois Oud Orange Imperial, I liked it because it's a very unique type of fragrance, but it wasn't my favorite out of all the Fragrance du Bois samples I had at the time. So yeah, it had this orange note in the original. It had something about it, now I cannot remember, that I didn't quite like. It wasn't very kind of straightforward orange type of note. if I can remember correctly. So this one, you guys, the Oud Orange Imperial, has a bunch of beautiful fruity notes in the opening with coconut, which I think is really nice. I love coconutty fragrances, especially for this time of the year. And in the middle, it has bourbon vanilla, and it has, again, vanilla in the base, and it has, you know, that argan wood or oud, and of course, a large dose of musk, which is similar, or if not exact fragrance notes as the original. I am smelling a little bit of a powderiness, not a little, I think, you know, quite a bit of powderiness, which original is also. So I'm gonna assume that the original and this both have some powdery florals, you know, maybe iris, I don't know, something powdery in here. This one leans kind of unisex, just like the Fragrance du Bois Oud Orange Imperial, which leans quite right in the, you know, it stays in the middle, I would say. Neither feminine nor masculine. Kind of a unisex fragrance. So is this one. Now that the first two I tried, of course, they are very feminine. This one is more of a unisex fragrance, which is also one of the reasons why the original Fragrance du Bois, you know, Oud Orange Imperial isn't all that popular among women, but rather, you know, men like it too, and some women like it. But it's not known to be like a feminine fragrance, if that makes sense. So you guys, the next fragrance in my hands is also a fragrance inspired by a Guerlain fragrance from a very famous line of fragrances, La Matière fragrances. This one is inspired by Tonka Imperial. This one is called Dark Opulence. So this is another one that I was very excited to try. So I'm kind of running out of spots on my body. So this is a spot I haven't sprayed yet. So let me spray it right here. Is this how the original smells? Then I'm gonna need more. Oh my goodness, it's such a beautiful, very kind of slightly smoky tonka bean fragrance, you guys. It is definitely very much tonka bean. What I'm getting the most is loads of tonka bean with some floral nuances. That's what you smell. Ooh, the most. Wow. Ooh, it's really good. You guys, in the opening, I'm getting that almond. I'm getting that warm cinnamon. I'm getting definitely that little bit of fresh nuance from that, you know, bergamot. You know, bergamot has a very sharp presence, and then there is a little bit of that smokiness from the incense, you guys. Slightly, very light hint of smokiness. It's not like super dark or super smoky, you know. And then there is that tonka bean, you guys, a massive amount of tonka bean with benzoin. So it's a very like vanillic, you know, vanilla accord. But you know, tonka bean smells different from vanilla bean. Tonka bean is a little bit more deep. I don't know if you can say smoky, but it has this sort of deep, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a deeper vanilla. You know what I mean if you ever smell tonka bean. And in the base, you have more vanilla. There's patchouli, there is sandalwood, there's musk. I gotta say, on the dry down, I am smelling that sensual, woody sandalwood. I smell the musk, a little bit of sexiness from it. The patchouli is not very strong at all in here. I don't think, not to my nose. You guys know the original is like $360, something close to $400. You guys know how expensive the Guerlain, the original Tonka Imperial is. So if you don't want to shell out that kind of like large amount of money, this smells so good. so good. And this one, again, beast mode, lasts forever on my skin, on my clothes, projects really well, good performance. Last but not least, I have a fragrance in my hands inspired by a fragrance from another one of my all-time favorite niche fragrance houses. It's of course Kilian, and this here is inspired by one of Kilian's most iconic and famous fragrances, you know, Kilian ever created. Of course, I had to get the fragrance inspired by that famous fragrance. It's of course, the original is Love Don't Be Shy, Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, and this one is called A Night to Remember. How cute is that? Did I spray here? I don't think I sprayed on this over here, so let me try here. Oh, you guys, it smells very much like the original. So let me spray the original a little higher up my arm. I'm running out of spots. Yeah, these two, yeah, they smell very, 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 very similar. Yeah. So you guys, this is a really good inspiration, you know, from that fragrance. The reason why I wanted this, I chose this because I absolutely adore Love Don't Be Shy, and this is one of those fragrances that I'm too stingy to go through too fast, and I don't mind having an inspired backup for when I feel like wearing it all the time. If I remember correctly, other inspired by brands I have tried don't even make, you know, inspired by fragrances for some of the ones that I mentioned today. They are very unique. Julianna's Perfume, you know, make inspired fragrances for very, very, you know, like unique, very luxury fragrances. So I'm so like, for example, the Fragrance du Bois ones, you know, and the Kilian ones, and the Guerlain, you know, like those are like hard to find dupes for, really, for those who can't and don't want to afford the originals, or those of you who just simply, you know, don't think it's a fair price. Really, there's no reason to spend too much all the time if you can get something you can wear for a fraction of the price. That's quite the nice quality, you know what I mean? This one, you guys, this one has basically the exact notes as the original Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, Eau de Parfum. So then you know this has in the opening pink pepper, bergamot. In the middle you get that orange blossom this original is known for. There's honeysuckle, just like in the original. There's geranium and rose together. And in the base, of course, just like in the original, you get the sugar, musk, and amber, all those fragrance notes. I believe the original has labdanum, which this doesn't have listed. But I gotta say, I didn't notice that much of a difference at all. If there's a difference, it's very, very little, very small. I'm very impressed by basically all of these inspired by Julianna's Perfume, you know, fragrances that I tested in this video. And I'm definitely going to order a dupe for the Gourmand Coquin for sure, because that one you can't even find the original, you guys. And I'm happy with that Chanel beige inspired by one. It's simply gorgeous, it's called. That one I feel like has better, slightly better performance than Chanel beige Eau de Parfum. So I'm very happy with that as well. I want you guys to go down to the description box, click that link to vote for Oud Orange, you guys. I want you to be on board with me on this one, because I want it to be the next fragrance that Julianna's Perfume make. And I will of course list all of the fragrances that I talked about down in the description box. So you guys, what do you think of these fragrances that I explored today with you guys? I tried all of them when they first arrived. Their performance is quite nice. I don't think I have any of them here that performed poorly in terms of longevity, projection, sillage, and of course Chanel Beige, the original, is a very soft fragrance that usually doesn't last very long, and compared to that, the Inspired by Simply Gorgeous lasts longer, I feel like. Same with Love Don't Be Shy. You guys know I have tried other Inspired by perfume brands before, but I gotta say, you guys, this brand, it kind of puts them away, really. And at the time when I tried those other fragrances from other Inspired by brands, I was, they were okay, they were nice, but these actually are very high quality. So they're the highest oil concentration. They're all extrait de parfum fragrances that Julianna's Perfumes make. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know which one of these sounded the best to you. Which one of them are you interested in? Do you have the originals for some of these that, like the fragrances they're inspired by with you? Please talk to me. I always like to hear from you guys. Let me know. I will link everything down in the description box. The discount code, the link to the perfumes, the place to vote for the next Julianna's Perfume fragrance, all that down in the description box. So I hope you guys enjoyed exploring Julianna's Perfumes with me in this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done it. Ring the notification bell next to it so you will never miss any of my videos, so you can see more of my content and that you won't miss any of it. Subscribing is no longer enough, as you know. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I post everything. I will see you guys in my next video.